Welcome everybody, Jason Overly with Overly Equipment. Folks, I'm back here, took a little break, did some walking around, went through a little tractor parade, but I got another good friend of mine I want to do an interview with. Now, he restored a 1972 Ford LGT 100. Now, I know this tractor because I sold it to this man. So, that's not the tractor, what did I sell it to you? The seat and the grill? Ah, see, my mistake. I sold him this one. They bought this one, and I sold them parts for this one. So I knew one of this. So anyhow, this is how I met. This is Fred, Sheriff, and he's from New Eagle, Pennsylvania. So Fred, tell me a little bit about both these tractors here. And I see you, before we get into that, I see you guys, and this is your son and Aaron. We'll get this on video there. Fat tractors, and check that out. Ain't that neat? These guys are from New Eagle, PA, and they're a threesome, and that's what these guys do, is they work on tractors. And you can see, we did Aaron's interview before, and you can see some of the wheel horses they got back there, and we got a really good Montgomery Ward to go over. But right now, let's get back to Fred. And Fred, tell me a little bit about these two tractors and how they come about.
My egg man had this, where I buy my eggs. I went up to buy eggs one day, and it's sitting there. And I says, what are you doing with this for? He says, this is wrong, that's wrong. I says, okay, well, what do you want for it? And he says, I don't know, what do you give me? Well, he was having a pig roast, and he needed money to buy his pig. He's 85 years old. So I says, he said he wanted 125. I said, okay. I gave him 150 after I checked it out and saw what it was. I forget what was wrong with it. It wouldn't go in gear or something. So I picked it up. It had a snowplow with it and a mower deck. So I got 150 bucks, I think. Brings it home. Within an hour, we had it running, but it wouldn't go in gear now. So of course we had to go see Mr. Overly. Because
yes.
What do you call that box?
That reverse box, a 90-degree reverse. Well, the 90-degree, yeah,
reverse box was bad, and we thought we had it fixed. We got it all painted. Timmy got it running good. Go to drive it, something broke in the back. So we go see Mr. Overly again.
I like this story, Fred.
We needed a rear end, a transmission, or whatever you call that.
Yeah, transaxle.
So he goes up to Overly's, and he says, well, I have this here, I'll sell you for $200. I said, okay, we'll take it. So he gets it home, and he said, well, before you go, come here to the back field. So he goes to the back field, and he gives us an old rear end that was laying in the weeds from God knows how long. He brings it home and takes the half side off of it and puts it together. Timmy puts it together. So that's how, if we had it painted already, I think this last problem broke. That's how this came about. We brought this home, and the wife says, well, what are you going to do with that one? And I said, well, we just bought that for parts. She says, no, you're going to fix it up. So in the meantime, we had this sitting there, we had it running, and we put it in the carport again. Got 3 Kents with tractors in and a carport with that tractors in. So that sat there. Well, we goes up to Bentleyville. We buys a wheel horse with this Ford fiberglass fender or a hood on it and the grill. And what the story is, from Ohio, the farmers didn't want to run around on golf carts, so a guy made this, and they would put them on wheel horses, and they would ride, the farmers would ride these around like they do here, instead of running golf carts.
Interesting.
So we paid, I forget how much we paid for this. So after we put the rad tractor together, it was pieces of other ones we just put together. Timmy decides he's going to make this look like an 8-end Ford. So that's where the 120 that we bought off Overly comes from. But Timmy fabricated all this stuff. This is all Timmy's idea.
Yeah, he did a really good job on that dash and stuff.
Speedex wheels on the back, fenders. And so this is these are off of my tractor trailer.
The running board.
They've been laying in a garage for probably 40 years. So, like the Brad tractor, we use anything and everything we can find.
Yeah, and that's where the hobby is getting into, because some of the parts are getting harder and harder to find, right, Fred, and you know that as well. So you got to have an engine. I'm not saying you have to be an engineer, but you got to have that type of ingenuity to make things work, to make it for you, because you know you can't just run down to the local Napa and get this stuff anymore.
You have to, and then Timmy made the hood on his printer.
Yeah, I see. He made the 3D hood for the dash.
That's the second version, because the first one he didn't like.
Right.
Then we tried to rebuild the engine with Chinese parts, and it didn't work.
Right, and he came.
Goes to the Overly,
and I have
gives
the engine.
him an engine to use.
Yep.
Until Tim found something that Overly needed, and he bought and they swapped.
Yep.
That's how we got involved with Mr. Overly.
Yeah, that's how we do it. It's not always about making money. It's always
contact with him all the time, and he says, "Why don't you come to the show?" And he was actually able to make it work this year.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm actually happy to be here for the first time in over 20 years. I'm finally here, and it's like I just can't get over how big it is. And I have yet to see everything yet. I've been here 2 days, and I've yet to see anything. So. Anyhow, well, Fred, I want to thank you again, buddy. Okay. I appreciate it, and we'll catch you later on.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we got another gorgeous tractor here at the show. Good friend of mine, Timothy Sheriff, along with, he's the son of Fred, who we just interviewed with the Fords. So they also restored this beautiful Montgomery Ward 16. Now this thing is just turned out absolutely gorgeous, right down to the white letter tires and everything on it. So they did an excellent job on it. These guys are very talented people that you could definitely have a sickness, I call it, because I have the same sickness. So they did an excellent job. So Tim, tell me a little bit about the tractor, how you acquired it, and everything else.
Well, this is one of two that started this sickness.
It's a disease.
Dad spotted these on the side of the road. There's a pair of them. We have two of them, complete tractors. This is the first one we restored. The other one's still original with more original decals, so we didn't mess with it yet. We did this about 3 years ago. Full sandblast of all the sheet metal, scuffed the frame, repainted it. It's repainted international white and cat yellow. Pretty much everything was touched on it. It was upside down and painted.
Where did you get the decals for this at?
The decals were all custom made by Vintage Restorations.
Oh, nice.
Between the two tractors, we had original copies of all the decals. So I took photos and measurements of all the decals, sent them off to them, and within 2 weeks they turned around a full decal package.
Wow, I mean that is really neat. I even see they did a hood decal too.
Even reproduced the hood decal,
and that's just fantastic.
And he reproduced that off of two separate decals.
Oh wow!
One was half gone on one tractor, and the other one was half gone on the other tractor, and he recreated them all as one.
Nice,
I mean,
excellent.
down to the engine decals.
Yes, it's. I like that. And you guys got your little logo on the air cleaner. Awesome fat tractors. New Eagle PA. I like it. I like this a lot. Very nice machine, man. Very nice. Can't say that enough. It turned out really nice. And no detailed. Everything is. Look at that transmission. Ain't that neat? See, if anybody's interested in how that hydraulic pump works off of that. Ain't that slick? Oh wow. See, I'm not familiar with the Montgomery Wards, but I have a little 1136. That was my grandpa. So this thing is just neat. Well, Tim, thank you and your family once again for the videos, buddy. I appreciate it, and have a good day.